The views and opinions expressed on this show by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the channel. Furthermore, the views and the opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host and the channel. Also, we do not encourage you to try this at home. We are trained professionals who do not have your best interest at heart or our own. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
welcome to the greatest podcast on the planet.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yolana eti po 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 po.
And they tipping me off. I know you from the inside out. We do some real talking at my mama's house. We finna get something for $1. We might just head home in a Honda. But are you ready? I am ready. Don't keep me waiting. I'm okay. I'm just minutes away. You can call me any day. You can call me we play. But are you ready? I am ready. Don't keep me waiting.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a special edition of the Byopodcast in 99. And today we are joined by Emmanuel and Slim's Djembe Monks. Welcome to the show, gents.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing?
Very good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Slangana we festive season. Like, what does the festive season look like for you guys? What is the mood? Are you guys resting? Is it the time? Eli hlala khona ezindlini, spend it with the family, or ikhola belisebenza khona?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know how it is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Especially when things come to life.
Yeah.
In a festive season.
What is it?
So
Yeah.
December
Yeah.
everyone is back home.
Yeah.
Everyone is coming back home.
Okay,
For
yeah.
the holidays, Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
And people always want to do something. So yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like the busiest period.
Because Tina, when we've been working throughout the year-end fatigue. Really,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm sure this is the last interview you are doing this year. Then we're going to rest.
And then
Yeah,
you're going to rest. Yeah.
So I was thinking maybe you guys go through the same thing, or December but seeing what you guys are in the entertainment industry and learning, like you are.
We don't get that chance. In as much as you'd want to, in as much as you have a rough, busy year, but
Okay.
you also feel with December. It's the time where it's the peak, and then
Okay, so like when do you guys get to rest during the year? EP period thing echo busy for you guys in terms of ama gigs.
I think for me, I've realized that February is a bit quiet. Yeah.
Okay.
February is quiet.
Yeah.
Because January we follow through that December.
Yeah.
I don't think we say January disease or February disease. So
But
February is quite like chilled. So I think you can get a good 3 or so weeks.
Yeah.
It was relaxing. It's not that hectic. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, gents, like this is a special one for me because I've been a fan like since day one. You guys probably don't know this, but I remember my first experience of like seeing people in their rockstar level. Yabona ukuthi umuntu Ralph like esengena stage ni laphana like abantu baya screamer. I remember you guys at the show at City Hall, I think. Yeah, always City Hall.
Yeah.
And ngahamba lezi izikimi zami so vele like
Intwasa.
I think it was Intwasa. Yeah, it was Intwasa.
Yeah, what Mlungu Omnyama always mentions.
Yeah,
And he
like-
says he got inspired. That's why he's a DJ
Bro,
now. So he,
I remember in moment ilana so he's so cool to us ukuthi So even when you guys were getting into the stage, so offer with my drums.
Yeah.
Like the teenagers are single for no pay like singing it because in a stage in a sphere upon I want to pass 2 seconds.
I think you should look for that picture.
I have that picture, bro.
You sent me, yeah, you should put it up. You sent me that picture.
This is the picture.
Yeah.
This is the picture.
Yo, that's a long time
That's
ago.
a long time ago.
That's like how many years ago, guys?
Bro, I don't know, bro.
That could be what? 20.
Hey.
One has one of my style to because if Emmanuel had dreadlocks, that could be 2012.
2012, 2011.
2011.
2011, yeah.
It's like 10 years ago, bro. More than.
It's like, yeah.
Bro, like
Good
it's
30
big.
years, yeah.
So when I like,
Scheiße.
Yeah.
and he give me a winner, it's a like angazi ukuthi ngiyakuchasisa njani ukuthi never did I think at some point back then like sizahlala phansi so
Yeah.
like see a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was an experience for me.
I think that's the beauty of life.
Mhm.
That's how life works. Umuntu sungamdlula or sungambonela kachana.
Yeah, that's why
But then you don't know how it's going to turn around.
that's why
You know,
uqakathekile
yeah.
yabona ukuthi whenever lapho hlangana khona labantu ube lokuyini lokuyikindness yabo
Ubusunga.
ngoba sesingahlangana phambili later on.
Yeah, say, yeah, you know.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
true.
the group started in 2012, right? 2012.
It was a
Yeah,
process, huh?
yeah. I think it, you know, like how izinto zamachita are like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it started off as like a jam.
Okay.
You know, improvising here and there, linking up with the manual. Whenever I have a set, linking up with Flexie.
Yeah.
You know that. And with the response that we're getting from people, it then forced us to come together and then say, okay, fine, let's push this. So I think maybe to try like pushing it, into like a professional level or professional stages. I think it was 2012, huh?
Yeah.
2012, 2013. I'm at Desi Horizon now.
Okay.
That's where we got so much exposure. And we tried to regroup and create we said it even exposed us to a lot of people in Harare and Vic Falls because Horizon was more of a hub of Abantu figure that would want to see Horizon because it was
Yeah.
So I think around that time,
2012.
Yeah,
I want to hear from both of you guys, Guti, like, what was the discussion on that day when you guys agreed to Guti, all right, sharp, guys, we're now doing this professionally, and how does even the name come about? Do you guys sit down, yeah, guys, I want to like C4, we are cooking something, like, what happens? Good process with you guys, like Kali as a group. I wanna hear like from both of you guys, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I think you might keep.
it's a process.
Yeah.
I think I would put it that way. It was a process because we all had our different musical influences.
Yeah.
Yeah, Khotso was doing production. Slim and Black Sea were doing DJ
Yeah.
sets would say mostly in South Africa.
Yeah,
South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was doing live music, like
Live music, okay.
with bands and that sort of thing. So we all kind of were interested in the same thing, electronic dance music.
Mm-hmm.
And for when I look at it, I think of 747 when DJ Zinhle came lo Kensani,
Okay.
DJ Kent
Okay. Yeah.
at 747.
Yeah. Back then, you can't do DJs in. I think they were like they were doing it big. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we had just one drum, the djembe.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we performed there at 747. I'm not sure what was happening.
That time it was just the three of us.
Yeah.
Khotso wasn't part of that performance, was
Okay.
No, Khotso wasn't there on that
Yeah,
performance.
yeah.
I think he was at home,
Yeah.
being at home as usual.
Okay.
Kind of thing. Yeah, but then that for me, and then they probably won't remember it but DJ Zinhle and DJ Kent were just standing there in the back, and they were like, "Who are these people?"
Who are these people?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
because they were performing obviously after us.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were like, what would you call it, an opening act?
Okay.
Something like that, yeah. And they really gave, both of them separately, gave some really good compliments about our performance. You know, just a little curious to know, what are you guys up to? Where are you from? You know? I think they just thought that everyone who comes to perform here is from somewhere in South Africa. So they were like inquiring
So
where.
they thought you guys are from SA.
Yeah, they're like, so where are you based in South Africa? Like, now we're based here.
No, based here.
Yeah.
We're locals. Yeah. So like, do you guys think pressure comes when you are an opening act, meaning you are supposed to play first before maybe the main act, or the pressure comes after the main act? Back then, not now. Yeah.
I think back then, I don't know what pressure I be. I think maybe playing after.
Playing after.
I mean, back then it was going to be scary to play after a DJ like Black Coffee. Back then, still, still hasn't really. He's still progressing.
Yeah.
So obviously, that was so cooler. You are in the space now. It's not really.
That's not really.
Space.
Yeah.
Between way opening act, closing act. It's just
because back then we used to afford Black Coffee Bella, like to come perform in
Bulao.
Yeah.
To that
He used to come.
He used to come here a lot.
He used to come a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. He had about 21 December.
Yeah.
I think
he had something there by Hartsfield,
like
yeah?
3 or so years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was always here. He loved Bulawayo. Bulawayo has got amazing DJs. Bulawayo has got an amazing culture of music.
Yeah.
I'll speak from the house music scene where, because in most cases when you speak to foreign DJs that have played or that come and play in Bulawayo, they'll tell you
yeah, the vibe is correct.
The vibe is correct,
Yeah.
but it's apparently it's also a hard place. Crowd jam corner
crowd,
to please, something like that.
Yeah.
So I always say would pick a random DJ from Bulawayo.
They always rock, yeah.
They'll thrive because you go anywhere around Zim, you find the most rocking guy there is
from this side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Emmanuel shared his like experience of how the group started. Like I wanted to hear your own perspective. What happens like 2012 Lee City, you guys are becoming a group?
Yeah, so we just like basically I wanted as a match you can hang together the chama drinks for 6 or so months thing as an ababizo put us kind of vibe. So yeah, so would get a gig. Flexie was more on the forefront because he had been in Zim for quite a while.
Yeah.
So he was more the forefront in the entertainment scene, the nightlife, because we are really why penetrate. So I came through more Flexie because it was my contact when I was in Pretoria. I was in Joburg.
Okay.
I met or I saw Emmanuel a radio dialogue, but we never like formally like talked or shared any wisdom or information or anything pertaining music, whatever. I'm when it really is called as a Djembe and yeah. So he had dreadlocks and so I figured I guess more rasta.
Okay. So like looking usually mention like Djembe like Gakuru because
we'll come to the
it's the
the UTVs like
it's the name of the group, but then like saying Fumbu's Djembe and I win.
Djembe is a drum.
Oh, Djembe is a drum.
It's a drum.
Okay.
So maybe let him explain on the Djembe.
Yeah.
Like what
Djembe is a drum.
Djembe is a drum.
It's a drum. It's like a goblet kind of drum that originates in West Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, and Djembe simply means Djembe Ankije Ankipe.
Okay.
like
let's meet. and
yeah,
be merry.
everyone gathered together in peace.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So like this thing is deeper than we thought, yeah?
Yeah. It's not,
Because
it's
you
not
know,
just-
like
And what language is that?
Djembe Monks.
That's
Mali wo mali, kuna.
yeah, that's
Swahili, whatever.
No, it's not
No,
Swahili.
not
okay.
Swahili, but it's
Kuna ngai.
it originates like from the Bambara Bambara tribal ethnic groups.
Yeah.
You know, like those people have like just like us, they've got a rich traditional, you know, history and
Okay.
and traditional tribal formations.
Okay.
Yeah, that date back to as long as I don't know, Udala,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
So like
yeah.
what inspired the blend of the traditional drums and the electronic sound?
I think with the type of sound that we're playing, me as a DJ, Flexie as a DJ, Khotso as a producer, and Emmanuel as a live music percussionist, because
Yeah.
what Khotso was producing in whatever space that he was in before we came together was more tribal. The music that I was collecting and playing was tribal. Flexie was also tribal.
Okay.
And Emmanuel played the actual instruments that make or that create or that form the sound or try tribal house.
Okay.
So like as I was saying, Uti, when I came back and linked with Flexie,
Yeah.
so he mentioned Uti, he's been jamming with this guy that plays a djembe.
Yeah.
So maybe let's link up with him because the sound sounds really fascinating. And it was something
Yeah.
new. Ngesikhathi sangikhona.
Yeah.
So the first time was like the Sindo. Was it? It was Kent and Sindo actually.
Was it Sindo?
Yeah, it was Sindo. Come to think of, yes.
Oh, it was
It
Sindo.
was Kent and Sindo. Because that gig also it set us up for a gig. I say Horizon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was Sindo.
Oh, kanje they Sindo.
Yeah. So Usuke 747 now transitioning, getting into like a level of Horizon, like a gig and it's prime.
Yeah.
You know, it's a prime spot in town. You know, it's all that.
Yeah.
And how we then decided to say this is organized because now abantu babona act and what was wanted was that act. So now we are forced.
Yeah.
I have to be there for that because people want that.
Okay.
It's not because what we look at there's a jam, I'm jamming. Wait. Emmanuel's gonna be there. I might not show up. Emmanuel might not show up for one reason or the other because that that to say we are committed to this. But then we inquiry now okay fine as and then we started linking up, talking about the music, the sound, because the gig was still far ahead.
Yeah.
And then Flexie then mentions there's a guy called Khotso.
Okay.
I think he can balance off things.
Okay.
Then Khotso comes through and then it's like Khotso hlale nketha. Okay, the name is familiar. Go Senketha. It's like all right. Khotso comes through like
Let's go.
Khotso used to babysit me so when I was a kid. Yeah. Because I see Khotso babeng abo oput, you know, like so Usiswami and
just like me and
his
you
sister.
guys.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
we might not be related as
Yeah.
Alizangelam babysitter, but I mean, Kokanti, you
I'm a
guys
fruitman
were like,
kind of vibe.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
fruitman kind
yeah.
of vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, so Konokanguti, Mina lo Khotso have got like a long family.
Yeah.
So in
relationship.
and then we started talking. We talked about the music and then came the date of gig, performed, nailed it. I'm a QA Horizon. I is one in behind school me Monday. So that's how we got got the residence. Then now it means it's work now. It's
work
not
now. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
commitment.
work now.
It's
Yeah.
a proper
a jam,
organization.
So now
Yeah.
it became like proper work. It's also meant which we have to be professional about it. And yeah.
Yeah, you forgot to mention the Queen Sports Club, that poolside side.
Yeah. What happened?
I think it's like when you. That's why it's a bit difficult to talk about the formative stages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because Flexie had just gotten off the bus from South Africa.
Yeah.
And then he went to drop his bag off at home, and he came back to town. Like, yeah, let's do this thing. In that little, I think as Babongile's Konjwa was operating from there with Kananjo.
Okay.
And Kananjo and Slammer. And Slammer.
This is Bowlers League.
I think that's sort of
Bowlers
thing.
League.
Yeah. Because I think we played there for a little bit.
Okay.
And then it was just like, let's just play a little bit. Remember that time, it was just in that small space. And then we played with Flexie, and then for a few minutes, really. And then we were off, and then someone else came on, and then some guys from South Africa or something like that came and said, we need these guys back on. Yeah.
So you guys were onto something.
So these were like sort of just trying to show you some of the indicators.
What you guys should
okay, let's keep on kind of thing like that. And then Flexie still had his deep South African accent and stuff like that.
Sure, fair too.
And somebody gave I think we were given $10 or something like that.
And I feel like $10
the guy was
then was
it wasn't.
It was.
I don't know.
Also, for your hustle, that like you want to go somewhere, you haven't received anything yet from.
I feel like
things, and then someone comes, is like.
Plus, I feel like mina $10 you can from a context of a high school kid, because the time period eli khuluma ngayo. Mina was in high school, so I know for a fact the $10 back then.
It was.
It
was. I remember.
But
also,
Flexie wasn't happy with that.
Yeah. So it means which in town corner it was. Cool, like it was spiraling, coming upward.
People were seeing what you're doing,
and people now were starting to boo-boos with it, and so
what's happening?
Then it then happened which was that's 747. Like, what? These are the guys. Because
I see you guys when you're performing. There's a DJ and percussion and drums as well. Do you guys practice? Because I feel like when it's a DJ, you can always go and play your music. But my drums are say involved. You guys have to be in sync. So does that come naturally, or la practice how do you guys complement each other with the different elements group?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything.
That is the mark.
But it's chilling.
What happens through Iloku's creative process?
Never ever in our entire existence have we ever
practiced,
met in a space such as a rehearsal or we're doing our practice. It's so if we've got a gig today and a gig on Wednesday, so we'll practice today for Wednesday.
Or you practice on the gig.
We practice on the gig. Well, I think it gets more interesting and more intriguing if it's because it's our type of style is more of improvisation. So singer practice. It will then mean to Emmanuel as a percussionist, Emmanuel as a musician is now limited to going a line on a lay, whereas he can be himself and diversify, introduce new elements to the sound, because I feel like music is like that. Music you brought. Anything
free.
Can work, anything can sound nice. So we have made if we then say which okay fine is limited, which okay fine on the drop go bah and then stand back, it then limits him, it limits his talent. It's dimming a certain light, or on the other hand where you are said Uchi I have to play this this type of sound.
Yeah.
So we felt good to improvisers always, because every day I am equally amused as everyone else when we Emmanuel, because to me it's like I'm seeing him for the first time. You know, it does this right. You get it. I think I feel it's nicer like that.
Yeah.
And the same applies to the same applies to the DJing and the playing of the music element. Yeah.
So, when do you guys decide to go to the studio? Because I feel like ukuhlangana kwenu, lahlangana, in terms of e-performance more than going to the studio. So when do you guys decide to go to the studio?
When did we, or when do we?
When did you, like, back then,
Like back then.
Yeah.
Hot as a producer.
Okay.
So his production it's his space, you know. So obviously now with the little brand is growing, now it's we're getting known and learn, and you also feel uguti maybe a record or two, maybe let's drop a record, maybe let's do this, maybe let's do that, because we're in that space, we work in that space. Yeah, so I think ukula web brand also, it pushed us to say, okay, fine, let's get into studio and start recording more of our music.
Okay.
Let's get into this. Let's shoot music videos. Let's try and push the sound out there. Yeah. So I think won't get what brand. Yeah, cool.
Okay, so like a question to Emmanuel. How were you guys pushing your music? Because now we're saying, so will the introduction about Spotify, Apple Music. Like now, I want to have like easy access to music of an artist. I remember back then when I heard, I think you guys performed. Is it Murika? I think Murika Woto with Zo7.
Yeah.
I think ingoma lena ngayizwa liyiperforma khona pha ngaze ngayithola, I think years later, because access music back then beku different. So like, how did you guys distribute music back then? Like beku easy any as compared to now. Like, what was the difference between distributing music back then versus now?
Okay. With Mulikabotu, what you'd want to know is that we performed it for quite a while before it was actually released.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, wasn't it like 2 or so years?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
There's some records that we have performed and then they were released later.
Okay.
At a later stage. And anyway, to come back to your main question, when it comes to releasing music, I think the first time that we released music was on physical CDs.
Okay.
Yeah, we had them on CDs and we tried to sell them, like at performances or just to people, like go on Facebook and say, hey, we've got a CD going on here and stuff like that. So we produced those CDs on our own. So it wasn't like there was a record label that put forward money for that to be, because I remember it was towards the end of the year. And then we produced the cover. I think there should still be some covers somewhere. Yeah. So at that time, the first project, Deep Love Drums, went out on CDs, and then later it went on
the digital
on the digital platforms like your Spotify's and your Amazon Music's, YouTube, and that sort of thing. Yeah. So at that time, it was probably going to be slower because like the stuff is on CDs. Yeah. And then now you go on YouTube right now, and then you see a nice record, and it was put out this morning. Or it was put out a few hours ago or a few days ago. So now music is moving faster. There's like a lot of releases that are coming out on a daily basis, which is not to say that it's easier for the music to
Yeah.
You know, like
You still have to put in the work.
Yeah, it's got to be good also.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah,
good,
and then it's also got to find people that like it or that are into it. And there's also a thing to do with identity. There's also a thing to do with affirmations. You know, people like to associate with a record because so and so played it. That's why you hear someone saying, "Guti, Black Coffee unchayele mix yakhe le yaneka bani bani one child track le langenzela sharp." That kind of thing. So there's also associations with, okay, who played this record, and then it kind of grows from there. Yeah. So it's got to be good so that it gets the attention of the prominent DJs or prominent you know, people who are putting music out.
Okay, so like you guys would play a record for some, like you would perform before like releasing it. Was that intentional? Would you guys wanted to test if maybe the crowd loves the song? Then if you feel like the people are jamming to the song, you guys release it, or it had nothing to do with people's opinions?
Your father, probably you would agree, your father is a purist. He's a perfectionist. He will produce a record and then we perform it. And then, that was nice. And then he's like, no, I just need to go and, you know.
Touch up something.
Father, Ukhotso will be like, yazi bengilalele man ngani yazi ukuthi angikho happy kulamanye ama elements.
Kulento engani
Angizwisisi, or I feel like we could add this. Or he could tell you that, okay, I've been listening to this record in the studio, it sounds nice, but then when we're now performing it, I feel like maybe we could improve it, or we could take some things out, add some new colors to it and stuff like that. So he I think he also has taught us patience, right? Because it's like you gotta make sure that when you put something out, you are completely sure about it. I don't know if it has to be, but then also you have to feel that it's something that you want to share with the world, because once it goes out there,
it's out.
Yeah. That kind of thing. You got to be proud of it, you know. Yeah. So I think it was mainly because Father, as the producer, we respect the fact that he has certain things that he hears, certain things that he notices. And then as we perform the record, it improves, it becomes better. Yeah. So it wasn't
discover maybe later on.
So it wasn't necessarily tied down to a strategy or anything, but I think more to do with the process of creating. Yeah.
So people that are seeing you for the first time or that are listening to this podcast, keep on hearing you guys mention Flexie Father, Hoto. Even Lami, I've always known like Djembe Monks to be a 4-member group. Like, where are the 2 other members?
Hoto took some time out.
Okay.
Took some time out live performances though.
Okay.
But yeah, we're still
there.
We're, you know, like we're in a digital.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like in a digital village. So we talk, we create. There's back and forth.
So
he's just trying to sort out.
Also, like he's now in the more of a background person, like
more of a background because he had to travel.
Okay.
He had to travel.
Yeah.
So I'm sure whatever that he's doing, great that then.
Yeah.
You will see him more on the live when he's back.
Yeah.
And then Flexie, he followed his calling.
Okay.
Which is not. Ubizo lokubuthanisa abantu vele it's more or less the same. So so he followed his calling of ministry. So
he's a pastor now.
He's a prophet.
Okay.
So he's no longer Flexie, he's actually former Flexie.
Former
Flexie. So now he uses his
because
his name.
Black pastor.
Because I feel like abantu like abalibona, like people don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I feel like the assumption with ama groups amaningi, ama bands amaningi, ukuthi when omunye umuntu sesinga samboni, I remember even on the podcast, maybe let's say you keep Priza for the next 10 weeks, people now start to ask you like, what's wrong? Like, are you guys fighting? So like it's always
Flexie is not. Yes, because of his calling.
Yeah.
And what he's doing now in the community. But we are in touch. There's our latest single that's coming up. I'm not too sure when. He actually came with a guy who's one of the vocalists.
Okay.
And was like, this guy sings in church. You guys do something with this guy. And yeah, I'm sure it'll be, when it comes out there, it's a lovely record.
Yeah.
But then I'm sure when in a Puma, the days of Puma, it will
Yeah. Yeah, when you like, I think it's funny how social media, to some extent, you see dictator how people view us like as I'm a creatives. Kono ukuthi umuntu angibona, it's not even about group, even friends.
Yeah.
Like kungabonakala maybe kulo muntu ade ngihlala ngihenga out like poster sisonke, but now asisapostile lutho. The assumption is always this guy is abasazwani. But like I feel like amanye my experiences asidingi ukuthi sirecord everything, you see, like every time singahamba out is friends, so let's post it so that you guys see
it. And also when alabanga mbakwan couldn't win, there's certain things that you do as boys, huh?
Yeah.
And then there's certain things that you do as cool my youth.
Yeah.
Certain things that you do as men, and kuyaqala lama changes, kuyaqala some are falling back, some are no longer, you know, and you smoke a joint or whatever that you guys would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it just, because now it's
adulting,
family
sharp.
You understand?
Yeah.
So family men, and then there's certain things that they need to drop.
Yeah.
So, but then it doesn't mean ukuthi they're being a kulu. You get it, they're kuluma, but then you tell, okay, I saw you guys off to smoke a joint. Right, so right, in a sense, because that's the path that they would have chosen.
And also seeing the Zimbabwean context of things, do you guys think umuntu can survive art yakhe, being a creative alone, or it's always the case when you're doing or when you are pushing creativity, be it music, poetry, you have to do something aside so that you cover the bills. Do you guys think as Zim, is it possible ukuthi uphile ngemusic kuphela? Right now linje li Djembe Monks, can you guys say ukuthi you can survive music alone in this country?
Take that.
Yeah, I think you can also. It's. I think my brief response is that, as with most things in this country, you can't survive on that alone. Like even school teachers, school kids are competing to buy sweets from their class teacher. You know, or Miss Yabuya lowi basket kwake, and then and the kids are buying because she's trying to make some extra money and stuff like that. Like you go on WhatsApp, on the WhatsApp statuses, like, okay, this guy is a lawyer, but is selling chickens, or he's selling sneakers, or he's selling phones, that kind of thing. Yeah. So there's a lot of So there's a lot of things, that there's a lot of different professional disciplines in this country right now that people cannot entirely rely on. And musicians, artists are not the only ones who are, facing that
Like
thing.
you just said, creatives are used for, for that.
For the standard.
Like, I think maybe creatives are used because they're creative. They're used as like a yardstick.
Okay.
Then you but then that person is probably a teacher. Okay, fine. Or compare a musician in Zimbabwe and a certain DJ from SA and a DJ from Bulawayo. But then if we then say uthi khangela aba teacher
Or footballers.
Yeah.
Like
I feel
everyone,
like, I feel like
Yeah.
the reality of
So
things.
Zim is just
especially-
fighting everyone.
Yeah, especially as him, like you'd find people that have like nice office works. Like our like himself is young gonna look good on picture. Let's say if I take a picture in my office, yeah, wanna like everything is nice, but you'd find the same person saying, kunzima lapha ndoda
Yeah,
ungasibonisi kuya lapha every day sigqoka amasudu. So it's like I feel like now it's no longer a music thing kuphela
Yeah.
ukuthi
It's no longer a music thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To add on, at some point in my life as a creative, you know, you come from a family background of scholars and white collar jobs, land. Then I find myself in a teacher's college.
Okay.
I find myself teaching at some point and gigging, teaching and gigging. Life is sweet because I can do both.
Yeah.
But then at some point, then I had to gig to sustain my other life because I wasn't ngamfundise Kwela.
Yeah.
So I stayed in Kwela, I had a life in Kwela. So many routines, I'm abscond, Emmanuel will come and pick me up and break time because now we have a gig in Harare to try and hlanganisa imali ukuthi ngibhadale irent lapha engihlala khona because leyo umsebenzi very ayisuze cover anything in that aspect yabo. So also that's
the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Hamba kuchiyana.
yeah.
So I like
Sorry ukhathi ekhumbula limphikisa labo Cape Breeze ukuthi ngamfundisa uzuslim ukuthi
Usifundisa isikolo safundisa enkaya.
lalifundisa lo
Sakada sonke
sahlangana ku breakdown.
Etunke. Yeah.
So yamfundisa isu.
So izinto zakhona ukuthi you can't really expect one person to thrive. Like there's a journalist owambuza wasesti why
If you ask who hour. Ngaba lo hour futhi sorry bro.
Yes.
Ngaba lo hour in
Yeah.
the bus and baba le breakdown.
You did say yeah.
Always says.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just gonna say that like a journalist asked me, why aren't you performing in festivals in Europe and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Then I was like, but why aren't you writing for the Washington Post? Why aren't you at CNN? How come I don't see you
because
on Sky News? Because clearly you're good, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and Gonganumbe, maybe I'm like being but I was
feel
just
like
trying to make them see
understand,
that Uguti, someone is gonna we come back to even to the issue of professions.
Yeah.
Right now, there's a lawyer who's very successful getting all the nice cases, but
Yeah.
then there's one ongela mali yogada ukendlini.
Unzima.
Yeah. Abanye babefundise Tunke, omunye ufundise Petra.
Yeah.
But they're all in the
And
same
I feel like
profession.
it's crazy ukuthi growing up yabo wongenza kucabanga ukuthi something like that can happen. Like
Yeah.
ukuthi the profession isingaba le side lona lele lokuthi some people are not thriving in
downside
it. Like,
thing,
because
yeah.
mina ekhanda lami back then ongantshela ukuthi lawyer angipicture ilawyer elingalamali yokugada umchoko.
Yeah.
Like but until I went to raise some realities lawa like lezi zinto esizibona on a daily basis which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I would have asked you guys ukuthi what was the response ewadaleni when you guys start music, but I feel like music like qala like seli ku position yokuthi you guys can do ama decisions like on your own, but then now like even if selikhulile i-reception yabantu around lina injani nxa seli-decide ukuthi selifuna ukwenza into ze-music, beli-supporta or wangani kuloku phikisana mbijana?
It's not like ukuthi when we started this music thing we sasikhulile ukuthi siyenza your own decisions ukuthi kare sengayenza a decision and no one will know at home, and I don't find the need to tell them what I've done or I'm doing ABCD. I want because now sisi but nje bonqa sisi under a roof yabazali, you know, and they're telling you ukuthi I'm university
ngambofunda.
uhambile egoli uphendukile lento leyo uhambe usuku le
Ayukusebenzile.
hamba ngayo, you know, and you know, you see ukuthi hayi because you know ukuthi ufuna ngapha. But then yes, props to them babe zama ukuthi labo ube like create like a cushion, have something to fall back on, you know. But uba la pressure nadana, you know, like you are constantly under that pressure ukuthi kungaba le gig, you know how it is like phandle lapha in the streets, kungaba le gig promoter uye bamba ikhanda, then means ukuthi uhambe endlini, so you spend the whole night uhambe endlini ungalala lutho. How are you then going to explain ukuthi okay kungazavuka bekubuza not ukuthi bayifuna imali yakhona, bafuna ubona ukuthi vele into leyo uqina ngayo is working, is going to work for you. And then usithi hayi laphana bathe Tuesday and bazakubuza Wednesday laphana kazwakali, all right, and then abe 2 abe 3, you know, and then they will say, you know what, nansi option bra hambe school yabo, and la ukugcina ungani ukufaka at a back foot,
The confidence,
the confidence here, you're not even sure ukuthi do I really want to do this, is this really going to happen, yabo. Whereas I feel ukuthi kuba ngcono nxa ungathola, you know, that support where it says, oh ayokambanga sharp, oh ayiphuma, no, it's okay, I'm sure the next one or tomorrow is another day, yabona kungela, you know, like comparisons, khangela ubhuti wakho.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's trick in that sense.
And then go Emmanuel, like abantu around you, like babe behave njani when you decided to, like, I feel like when I've been doing music for the longest, what's the response? Abantu nohlala labo, abantu phila labo, are they supportive ukuthi bathi siyakubona okwenzayo, or i situation lana uthi labo maybe uqala besithi wenzani uhlale ngiko parasiboni, like were they 100% supportive of what you're doing?
My mom bought me my very first djembe. Yeah, she's there's a guy called is it Makawe from Umkhat.
Okay.
That's what area is that? Rio lapha. Rio Machobana.
Yeah, Machobana.
Isalukazi Arts Center. Yeah. Makawe, yes, Makawe. My mom gave me, it was it was like a huge amount of cash like this, like beras.
Oh, beras check.
Yeah,
Oh, 700 million big
beras. Yeah.
Back then we used to.
You see where you used to queue for
bread.
And used to queue to withdraw money, and it's coming out like that. Yeah. So she really was supportive. My first encounter with drums, actually, when I was when I couldn't even remember, was my dad's little drums that says Chaye at church, that kind of thing. So it was always kind of there, and then also that the worry was there also. Like, you know, Wuti, this thing here, does it pay, and that kind of thing. Yeah. And it's only natural for parents to worry. And like Upoke is saying, Wuti, like Uslim is saying, Wuti, you like ask you, are you making money? Like go to school, study, that kind of thing, right?
Fallback.
Have a fallback. Yeah. But the craft can be a fallback plan, because when you say go to school, there's what people don't understand is that this thing, it's insane knowledge. Yeah. You gotta know how to count. You gotta know musical notation. You gotta know how to produce. You gotta know sounds. So I think when people just say it's fun, it's stuff like that. But then just to thingy. When you say go to school, I feel like there need to be more conversations about arts education. You know, because it's something that's learned also. So it's important to learn it. Yeah. So when you say to your child, go to school, you probably want to kind of look at the options that are there. Academics, because art also is academics. So there's need for more encouragement for artists to get an education in their field, so that they understand it better, and then they can use that knowledge to to make it more sustainable.
Because I feel like so kube lama stereotypes amaning associated with the art industry, like
Yeah.
from back then.
Yeah,
from
I think
back
it's
then.
because of the entry level.
Yeah.
Entry level. Like you don't sit in an interview.
You
like
just
and say,
decide.
That's the
okay,
thing.
why did you choose to do? Like you just go there. If you fire a record today on YouTube, people like it. You're gone. So there's no barrier to entry. Even if you decided to do it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can even start singing in the shower, and then the next thing, you're like, that's a hook. Asambe say recorder.
Asambe say for studio.
Yeah, and then that kind of thing. How many people have had to sing on the mirror and then with the brush, and then someone's recording Justin Bieber or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's because the stereotype comes from the fact that the entry level is easy. Anyone can do it.
I feel like
it's open access. Yeah.
Yeah.
In society, to maybe I appreciate artistry associated with what we do. Yeah, because if begunjalo from way back, abantu abanjengo Love Mama Jaivan, bebengasoke bachi music.
Yeah, true.
Because anti awonti karesi reason why umuntu nxa engathi like bengambuza bathi wenzani, because ngihlala ngithola into le ukuthi of course asoke disclose ukuthi senzani like outside nxa sibuya sizo record podcast, so umuntu yakubuza ukuthi like wenzani elifini, umtshela no like ngenza i-podcast athi alright ngiyakuzwa but ubenzani.
I think buntu be colonialism, man.
Yeah.
How everything was structured, colonialism times. We abazali bethu bekhula umuntu okuthiwa umuntu nguteacher.
Yeah.
Bani with the white collar, lan. Okunye lokho ukuthi umdala udlala ijazz. Yabe dlala ijazz sevele railways. I understand.
Esiqale
wasebenza then sebuya siyadlala ijazz.
Yeah.
Wherever you know. And to them kunzima for them to stomach that ukuthi umuntu lo actually can actually live ngelokhuzeni.
Yeah.
And I could see how it transitioned even Kaya, with my mom. And then won't tap at well now. I know she said chili to one or the other. You will figure out. Because I say won't was in India.
Plus I feel like abadala baqasu understand that. Le said reality. But in reality abadala bazaku zwisisa maso kule mali esibuya.
Yeah.
On the tape.
True.
Drive
you get it.
But also Zimbabwean context lay it's a bit crazy to be forcing kids to be going to school because we see what's happening.
I don't think
with people.
Not to sound like rude or anything, but I think good generation here today singabala abantwana bekhule umntana could decide to do this. I'm sure Mgcini la we primitive parent uthi umntana wakho uyabona ukuthi la kule talent in swimming
esikolo.
Yeah, understand. Uyabona ukuthi lo muntu engangena emanzini uyingozi but ufuna abe ngudokotela ngabe imetsi chemist kuvalekile uyabona ukuthi uaverage lapha
but khona emanzini izimets lezana because you with your maths if we jigger you in there and they're like okay what's happening here
good time that's why you see ukuthi yes as much as we would want to push school first, look right across the border Ofreshi or Clio all these other teachers, they've made money.
A lot of
now,
it, yeah.
Maybe they want to learn how to count their money, how to keep their money. Since they're child, I course, but then talent
Yeah.
I would gladly let my child do whatever that they want. Yes, we guided supervision, like make sure how then do you guide that. No, I want to be interested in. Make sure go to corner, practice. Kona kuma academy, academy. Now we check it engine. Like as a parent. So and then that way you will see what
about David Beckham,
and then sometime later then they'll tell you
about David Beckham, Preston North End, how many years?
Yeah,
I don't know, 6, 7. This guy is 6 years old, and by the time he's 16, he's been doing that thing for 10 years, boss.
Barcelona.
Lamine Yamal.
How old is that guy?
16, I think.
Or when finally 16 years.
16, 17.
Like
yeah.
he's already on a global stage. Like
Yeah.
you understand?
I think going is up
The
to.
boys, the Pirates, also the same.
Sebefuna ukumthenga,
Say
yeah.
ufuna like, you know. So uzibuza ukuthi umfana lwana waba exposed to that for how long? But then you are then pushing your child ukuthi hamba school, push your degree. But I want to this boy is excelling boring.
Yeah.
When the time is a great and then he's trying to go back to try say vele se khulile se reach.
So you gotta try and
Yeah,
see,
understand. Yeah,
try to see how you can make these things coexist.
But yeah, I feel
Gabriel
like.
Nyoni was,
Yeah, Gabriel. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You remember Granvia?
Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Granvia managed to balance Iskolo and
Yeah.
and that, and I'm sure he's a perfect example of a supportive system. But then you would see
Balance.
ukuthi kule balance.
Yeah.
Yahambe training still attends the
Classes, yeah.
and you achieve both.
I feel like going it's up to us, like maybe the next generation of parents, which like
Change that.
izinto is treated differently because I don't know how far true this is, but I've heard ukuthi like English Premier League players isikolo vele awungeni ku first team esikolo ungavai. Like isikolo priority, maybe nxa kulama exception ama players abuye velela from South
From outside,
America nana.
Treating away
But like
British
I've
system,
like
we
I've
don't
known
go
ukuthi
there.
But yeah, you have
Yeah.
to.
School is
you have to
pretty-
like you have to
I'm a
and-
great, huh?
and ama grades akho my low awungeni ku first team.
I remember
So-
uThomba this winger we menu was signed I think was signed on Ole and he was young at that time. He's still there. But why
Why
chase
funda?
school
Yeah, bafunda.
Rashford.
Yeah.
Chase up. Kabukulo we system okunjalo.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
trying to balance this and that. Yabo.
Yeah, so I feel like it's really up to us ukuthi like izinto like change narrative.
Yeah.
Kungabi situation yokuthi every time we sikhuluma nge-art kulokuyi
They always
stereotype
treat it like
osekukhona,
like ingani uyadlala vele like you're wasting away your time.
But ngizwe
Into zabayanga and stuff like that.
yeah, ngizwe uSlims ekhuluma into critical ukuthi sometimes you guys you'd go maybe kushow upromoter seshebeba mikhanda like maybe so kumele lithole i-payment yenu because you guys have delivered i-service.
Yeah.
Like including that, what are some of the challenges that you guys face ku music industry?
Equipment yadura.
Yeah.
Equipment yadura.
Yeah.
You know, if you are using equipment, you know.
Yeah,
you know
I know.
Equipment is quite pricey. So how then everything is like what Emmanuel mentioned, which is entry level into this industry. Yes, we ikatazi. Why? Because uduri equipment kunjalo. Entry level nje kuvulekile. You know, you are there. I can't then go to a place where say for example I go to Smokehouse, I go to Stopover and say I want to play I'll play Panin 1,000 for an hour.
Yeah.
Yabo? Because I know which okay fine 1,000 Liana mailing it and then there should be something was with about a problem with my gear, I repair my gear, buy my gear, I do this, I do that. Yabo and change headphone isn't because it's I will entry level into that. DJP akwanisa ukuhlahla 2 chain avele wena uphuma lapha nje mina Panin 3 chords. Ngimini into le ngiyayenza. So I don't see a way, I don't see anyone normal, I don't see a promoter or bar owner where we normal uthatha isithathini lo 1,000.
1,000,
So kuyo omunye take they
because
can do.
financially
Yabo?
we are like make sense ukuthi ahambe with the
Yabo, because Jabo then
And
business
with
wants-
records uyayitshaya futhi like
Vuli laptop yakhe vele yabi si balance yabi fakwe iliche ngawo ukuthi
vuthuza virtual DJ
Ciao.
kunyiwe.
vuthuze abantu bagiqike kube you know
Yeah.
it works for the promoter, it works for the bar owner, but then there are people that want to use the craft to invest, or that have invested their time in the craft. What are they getting out of it?
So can you say that the some of the promoters are actually sabotaging you guys?
Sabotage. I don't know what you mean about by saying which sabotage.
You guys are trying to make a living out of music that you're doing, and you're saying now, kulabantu ozathusha instead of as ama DJ lonke lihlangane lithi thina standard price ile but kulomuntu willing ukuthi athathe amalokhu izenini
for a law.
like for free.
I don't think the problem is with the promoter. The United States was the side.
Okay.
Is the performers.
Okay.
Because if it's that promoter is in business and when angalo msika wakho thenisa ama chickies angiyohamba yodwa lapho kudura khona because uyafuna ukuthi ukuchiphe khona so that you maximize what your profit and so Tina as performers if we then don't say which we are regulating prices we are saying which okay fine entry level even for DJ B oqalisa DJ or graduate some 2 months
DJ Tooth
from whatever school ofundiswa ngopricing ngaphi yabo wathi hamba kuyamela ukuthi vele kuhle kube le lokuyi stipend ukuthi labo DJ ngabama kube njalo ukuthi 75 it's 75 for bona laba kukhwela and then in that sense then umuntu can choose which okay fine I want this to that kube ukuthi it's umuntu akhiphi wonke umuntu athola imali nje but then ncazo ukuthi umuntu afika athi ayena 3 quarters.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
Puts in $3
that's
and
then it just misses the whole.
Yeah. In your opinion, Emmanuel, like what are some of the challenges you guys face?
Yeah, I think I'd speak into the same issue. Well, there's no standardized, like I said, the entry level. It's a bit of a challenge. Yeah, I kuna loko nje ukuthi you come there, you really want to do this thing properly and you really are committed to your craft. And also because of your experience, and what you've learned over the time, you keep on wanting to improve. Like, I went to East Africa and then the tech rider was like, so. Okay, so I can actually request this.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me edit into the tech rider. Oh, I can also do this. Okay, I need so much space. And then you come back, you want to try and implement those things so that you try to improve the sound, improve the delivery, and then now you look like you're being a diva. Yeah. Yeah, and you're like, okay, I need I need this. Or like, abanye bacha njani wena ufuna ukuzenza. Yeah, but I like I don't even speak actually.
We're talking about
for instance, consult with Poke, consult with Slim. Like for instance, okay, these guys have such and such a setup of decks. Can you work with that? And then he's gonna say, okay, can they do this? Can they do that? What's there? What's that? Can you give me the specifics? And like, okay, fine, we can do that. That sort of thing. Or you say, hey, we can't operate with this sort of thing, And you're talking about having given someone a tech rider maybe 3 weeks. 3 weeks before, right? And you insisted, and you said, can we suggest, for example, can we suggest Bryce offers the service for sound? He's a DJ, he's a producer. If I send him, without even talking to him, if I send him a document, or even if they give him and say, he'll be like, okay,
sure.
Fine. Day of the event, you come there, you want to do things properly, because you know what the audience is capable of experiencing, right? And you don't want to shortchange them because, like, the mind and the ear, the brain and the ear are very special, organs, if we can call them that, from creation. Right, and unless it's nature experiencing good sound, then I don't know what we're. You watched a movie and then like that kind of thing.
That makes
you that makes you sit up. That kind of thing. Yeah. So you need to make sure that when you are going to an event, you're you stand up for yourself, and then because the challenge in Aliani we're not meeting each other halfway. The owner of the venue sometimes is not even understanding why you want these things. Last week lapha wafaka laptop yakhe wachaya la. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Slow visual DJ.
Yeah. Like I don't know. It's embarrassing, Wuti. Like for you go to a place, it's a well-known sound company. You know, like we've been in this game for well over 10 years. Let me
more than
just
10
say.
years now, yeah.
And because of ABCD on that particular day, or maybe the guy is feeling lazy or what, and they know that he do all my drums engineer, but then it doesn't work like that because the performance is not that. You understand? It's we've got like a stage plan, and the stage plan says the DJ is here, the percussionists are here.
Yeah.
But then manje itafula kula. You get it. Those are the things that's just in this town.
Yeah.
That's I. Kumenju sacha kona pano mnya decide to kwela uzobamba.
Yeah. I
But
think
then why don't we communicate? If I'm clipping, tell me, lapa, you know,
there's no competition. There's no competition at all. I think if people, if some people were to operate in a place like Johannesburg or Cape Town, or even like Ibiza, you know, that kind of thing, they would never survive a day running a venue. They won't survive a day.
Next time.
They won't survive a day. It's okay, I'm selling. Yeah.
For the most part, ngabantu sesijayele ucompromise into eziningi kakhulu ukuthi we now even think yikho kunormal. Kukanti like
normalize the abnormal.
Yeah. I-compromise yankhona iningi kakhulu ukuthi
too much.
I see standard normal thing.
But you know, like for us as musicians, as artists, uthi uzwakale, you rather not.
Just
because you can't be, you know.
Yeah, just take your craft.
It doesn't make sense if Emmanuel is now performing because now ingenuity agala tafula. Then mina sengikhona apha eceleni ngoma engineers
Akusakhanya into DJ mbali.
It doesn't explain anything
Yeah.
for someone who see that clip for the first time, because there's someone out there who bump into that clip. Yes,
What's happening?
you understand? They won't.
Yeah.
But then ngali tool up and so that guy's doing this, that guy's doing that. Yeah.
I think those one of the challenges that you could talk about.
Yeah.
And also the business side of things. Also, you'd want a situation where, you know, maybe if people had more disposable income, they could enjoy things more. I think people really want to enjoy things, but
Yeah, plus I feel like economically disposable income meaning you like othola khona abantu ifaro liyathandeka yabo.
Exactly, yeah.
Like
You can literally say $20 it will be squad, but kajesu ngenza njalo people look at you.
Yeah, but abako situation ukuthi vele siyinkwa umonhlakala mali yesinkwa ukuze ngikuconvince ukuthi ubuyizo
Uzobhadala ungena kusho yami like
$6
ngizambele umadola.
bahlale ephutini bahlale emotini.
bachayiridi.
So like we're in a period where ama piano are like making waves in terms of even ama numbers. Spotify rap, ama numbers are insane. Is it something you guys maybe you think Liza ngena kiyo, which I doubt, but I have to ask anyway. No, like like do you ever see yourselves like maybe featuring on an amapiano track maybe later on, or very ako khambelani with what you guys are doing and your long-term plan?
Hey, you know, like it's you know, you never know where the music takes you.
Yeah.
Like on a genuine notoriety, you never know where the music takes you. Like music is just music, and it's always nice to improvise. It always sounds.
music is dynamic, so you can't say lokho vele.
Yeah, lokho vela ngeke ngikwenze.
Yeah. So it's always although like what you are saying is we have put a stamp and said this is what we're doing. This is what we're selling.
Is that what? Yeah.
But it then doesn't mean ukuthi nxa uthengisa lokho, if there's an opportunity to sell this, ukuthatha ukufaka eshelfini lakho. But for now, this is what we are selling. We're still there on Afro. We are okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oops.
Okay. Yeah.
Labantu mele sibaxotshe ngemva kwethu lapha.
Abantu ababuya besiyisela
Yeah. So you can always tap into different soundscapes.
Yeah.
John Legend experiments with reggae, you know, and then you can go jazzy, you can go classical music, and that sort of thing.
Like,
so
it really doesn't have to be a piano pela. Like
no, it can be
different
anything.
things that you guys I think can do.
When we're talking on of the music, there are like remixes that we've done.
Okay.
Like a slow jam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We've so on that. We actually there are releases of that's Linso Lam.
Lamoyo.
Yes. It's a slow jam.
Okay.
It's a release.
It's got a nice Afro-Caribbean touch to it.
We've done some Caribbean.
Yeah.
If it's, call it house.
Yeah.
We've released Ngomezi Njalo.
So are you guys currently working on something in terms of the music? Are you releasing any music anytime soon, or we are sticking to the old gems for now?
There might be a track or two that's coming.
Okay.
It's still in the pipeline.
Okay.
The track is done, but then it's a bit of a back and forth.
Oh yeah.
It's
trying
really long communication
to be perfect.
You only see right.
Okay.
But then it's like with whoever that's going to release it.
Okay.
So there's still talks there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Everything goes well.
Yeah.
Maybe seeing with
What's that poem?
Probably maybe sometime in January.
Yeah.
When things die down.
There's a collaboration with Leo.
And then
Okay.
Leo
Friday, from Victoria Falls.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we've got she's got a new record that's coming up. She's done a video also. So that's
coming.
That's something that's like definitely coming.
Yeah.
You don't know Leo? Do you know Leo?
No.
Just Leo.
Just Leo?
I think I'll have to look into.
Look her up.
Yeah.
She's gifted. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's based in Victoria Falls.
Oh, when you say this is Amuzo, like when the music is dropped, yeah.
I'm sure.
So like kuma interviews onke esesiwenza kare sesile tradition, and I tradition le vele after we did the live recording of the podcast, kulo muntu obuye wasibuza like umbuze mfuna ukulibuza wona now in closing ukuthi what's the end game for Djembe Monks?
The end game.
What's the end game? Yeah. Are you going to do this like till you drop, or there's a mission that you guys want to accomplish? What's the end game for? Are you guys going to pass it on maybe to another generation, or you guys are going to do it and then you close it? What's the end game with the movement?
I think that's it's a bit of a difficult one, but like you see the music, you can't really own the music and say this is something that's my thing, and then that's it, that's done. Like music, I think music is one of the things that keep humanity alive, because music keeps on recreating itself. And yet still we ever since time immemorial we have those what is it, 7 notes? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. 7. Let me go to the other octave. Yeah. So those notes are the or sit bass. Labo Sam music sebekutshela ukuthi yabona if you go to a rehearsal yabo outfit band like ukuthi lapana sifuna 7 lapana then sifuna G minor, that kind of thing. It's all been like ever since Nini. It's been using the same notes ever since. So music is you can't say that there's an end game to it. Yeah, as long as ideas keep flowing, and as long as also it's a viable thing, sustainable thing to do. You know, you can't say you're the custodian of music because we're all victims of time. Right? Yeah. So I can die tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or this afternoon. Or 25 years from now.
Yeah.
Or 30 years from now. So you can't really say,
There's an
okay.
end game to
Yeah,
this,
I don't know what you think about that. Yeah.
That's my sentiments exactly. Uthi, I feel if we're saying which there's an end game, then we're basically just limiting ourselves. Maybe we're just gonna play for the next 2 years. You know, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen next year or what the 5 years from now with the music.
I feel like instead of saying maybe like what's the end game, I feel like the real question should be what's your like wish list looking like? Ama accomplishments elifuna uwa fulfill in your
Basically, let's say maybe your ultimate goal.
Yeah.
The
What
ultimate-
are ultimate goals?
The ultimate goal is, you know, like Afro House has grown over the past, I don't know. Maybe
Currently, I feel like it's even growing exponentially.
Yeah. So we have had like regional tours, East Africa, here and there. The ultimate goal is to go and get the bigger slice of the cake. You get it. It's to go and be part of that whole bigger mainstream Afro house and also get the bigger slice of the cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get into more spaces.
Get into more spaces.
Get challenged more because you also relax. If you're always playing in a space where not much is expected of you, you kind of
relax a lot.
You drop your guard without necessarily
Compromise
dropping
the
your guard.
quality as well.
You deny yourself the opportunity to improve. You know, to improve the quality. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna go and do this, and I go because nobody. Nobody cares about that. And this is not even about competition. It's about you. Like you know your potential, you know how better you can get. You listen to sounds, you see other people performing. You're like, I wanna play like this guy. So if you're always in that space, you don't get more money also. Yeah, because you're like, that kind of thing.
There's no way enga couple.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that
part of the
routine.
goals. Yeah.
And technology is improving also. Technology,
Growth.
technology is improving. You gotta have the money to reinvest in the craft. Yeah, you wanna be at a stage where you perform, and then you get paid money, and then you go online, and then you pay for that little piece of equipment without even flinching. Okay, my $600. Okay,
Sharp.
you do it, that kind of
Want
thing.
it, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the end game is to grow, get into bigger stages, get more pressure, get more challenges. Yeah, and get more money. Money is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like from the team, the audience, esikufunayo is for you guys to excel, and esikufunayo ukuthi abantu to come here and look back ukuthi we had this conversation before, amachita akhuluma ukuthi afunani, and you guys are achieving whatever that you want to achieve. So we wish you all the best, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know, Ralph, do you have any question before we go?
No, not really.
Well, good.
Guys,
Do you have any question?
I just have a small question here to pick your brains. Ukuthi, have you find a hack of balancing between your personal life and your artist life?
Balancing personal life and artist life. It's hard. It's not as easy as. Yes, you can separate that choices pano and benkai. But then because go it's part of you, it's part of who you are.
Yeah.
You can always try your best to figure
Balance, yeah.
if you've got kids, and then when it's time to come on stage. Because also personal life at times will come and influence your performance. Maybe you've got a gig, isn't as a sharp engine. You know,
but you have to go and
there's something on your mind, but you have to be you have to give your 100.
Yeah.
So it's saying balancing, because it then would come out across Uguti. We are a pillar like a double life, but it's you. It's your life.
Yeah.
So you have to make it work.
I feel like you have to find a way.
You have to make it work.
Yeah, you have to find a way. Yeah.
Obviously, will be more than, especially the artist life, shouldn't be dominant at home. Which so clear my family meeting.
Yeah.
When I need crowd,
yeah. Blake, what do you Gunzima why rockstar of it? Gunzima why rockstar. But I know, gents. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate you guys coming. Shout out.
So and
thank you very much for tuning in. This has been another good one. More to come. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you are tuning in for the first time and you have made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. There's more content coming in. Otherwise,
and they tipping me off. I know you from the inside out. We do some real talking at my mama's house. We finna get something for $1. We might just head home in a Honda. But are you ready? I am ready. Don't keep me waiting. I'm okay. I'm just me.